No, no, no. Not shop cart. Shop card. Ay. Hi, I'm Vince Weston. And a slight tangent from this, but sort of related, I guess. I received this shop card from Mindless Model Works, my friend Kenny May, a little while ago, and I wanted to make sure you all got to see it. Really nice card. Looks even better in person. I'm really impressed. Really great card. So, for the main event, and sort of the reason it's not a tangent is that, of course, Kenny May of Mindless Model Works is one of the hosts of the CP101 appreciation build, along with Papa Dan, good old Dan Leroy. And so that brings us to what we're talking about here. My update. I know it's been a while, and I should be much further along, but oh well. I'm not. What a surprise. I have finished the engine. Let's see if I can get that in there. I got a couple of pictures. This is the Revell 125th Cadillac. I think it's a 365 engine. I used the 4 carburetors instead of the 6, which would make it a drag version. I haven't put on the pipes yet, but I did wire it for ignition, since it will be visible in the car. I thought it'd be a good idea to at least include, there we are, include the wires. Anyway, so that was the first thing I did. The second thing I did was start on body work. Of course, the engine is going to require a much bigger, I better hold this way so it's a little bit easier to see, I guess, is going to require a bigger engine compartment, so I had to cut out the firewall that exists in the MG, and I've replaced that with styrene sheet stock, building it back up the rim and giving it a flat firewall, so I should have enough space in here now. Also, speaking of the engine, or excuse me, the body, what I had sort of thought of was because the interior usually fit further up into the firewall, I was going to shove it back all the way to the back and make it real hot rod looking, and you can't get a real good idea of what I'm talking about. And what I actually did was I had cut out the back box in here, including the wheel wells. And then I realized by cutting off the toe kick in the front that I'd be able to actually fit it in here. There's still some, this is just mocked up, I haven't got my final fits. But having originally done that, I did cut off the walls, and before that, thinking it was going to have to go back further, and of course I was going to have to build new interior walls and a new floor pan, or floor pan for it. But then when I cut off the front, I realized that, yeah, it's going to fit pretty closely. It's going to take some adjustment. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to figure out the bottom. There is this piece that comes with the kit, and I got it backwards, that goes in here to complete the floor. I know this is an awful mess to try and see, and I'm starting to ramble. But anyway, so I was going to use that. I've cut a piece of sheet styrene that'll fit. And of course I'm going to have to build new walls, because I got a feeling this is going to be shorter walls, because it's probably going to sit a little higher. So the kit walls are not going to really fit. Here's one of them, as well as would have been expected. So it'll be a little too high on that side. So probably using sheet styrene, I'll just build up a door panel to go with that, and then the interior. Additionally, I started working on the chassis. I've been doing a lot of fitting and a lot of things. I've removed 2 supports. One was here, which was the transmission support. I think actually that's the only one I removed. Because the other thing I came to realize with this engine, and let's see if I can get away with doing this, is it's going to have to sit a little lower in the frame than the 6-cylinder would have, and to get back to the drivetrain, the rear end. This is all drivetrain, but it'll have to sit lower. So instead of the original rear end sitting on the top, and I should just grab that. Hold on. Let me try that again. Alright. The way the kit was manufactured, and I guess the way the car actually is, the rear end sits up inside, like this. And I realized that, well, that's not going to work, because how's things going to connect between the engine and the rear end? So what I'm working toward is basically just taking it and flipping it upside down, if it'll stay, at least for the pictures here, so that it's sitting in the bottom, and that way I can get a better alignment between the engine. Is this working out at all that it's visible? The engine and the rear end. So yeah, hopefully you can kind of see that. So that's several hours of trying to figure out, and engineering that I'm going to have to work on to get that done. Also, of course, you know, with an MG, the wheels are these wire wheels with big, small tires. And I figured, well, with a big V8 and a 350 V8 in it, those tires and wheels probably wouldn't have held up anyway. And kind of my idea was to go more toward an old style hot rod, as you can tell kind of by the firewall. So I figured pie crust slicks and regular tires on the front would be the best option. There's my slicks, and I found these in my box, and you know, I've done some sanding, and I painted in my white walls with acrylic paint, and found a pair of Steelies. How much this is going to show. And I've worked them. I had to wind up cutting off part of this and sanding it down so it'll fit in like a wheel to fit around the tires, because these were actually for wider tires. And I've been recently working on drilling out the holes. Hopefully that's sort of visible. I don't know, maybe, maybe not, in the Steelies. So I've got 2 of those drilled out. Kind of a time-consuming process of basically finding the hole, drilling the middle, drilling the two outsides, and then connecting it with a knife. And, you know, I know my big fat fingers are in the way, but that's what I've been doing, is using a micro drill to drill out the hole in the middle and then on the two ends, and then cutting it out to get it cleared. So I think I'll let you go at that, and say thanks for watching. You know, definitely appreciate Classic Plastic 101. I hope this is something that he can enjoy, and we'll talk to you later. Bye bye.